I feel the same about what I do. It's my true calling.
I'm going to start with, I'm currently sitting just pretty close to where you guys premiered the movie at Cannes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm here right now. So I'm just curious, when you were making this, at what point did you think we are going to premiere our movie at the Cannes Film Festival on this one?
I didn't. I was like, yeah, I think it's like, that's everyone's dream, I guess, is to have a release like that. But yeah, it's just a surreal experience, really.
It's so funny. My husband came to set for like a couple weeks, and the first thing he said, he was like, this movie's going to go to Cannes. And I was like, yeah. That's kind of like a bold thing to say. And he was like, I feel it. And it's kind of funny. I think he could kind of see the forest for the trees. You know what I mean? Like an outsider stepping in. He was like, whatever you guys are doing is just electric, and it's so powerful. And like people, like I feel it every time I walk on the set. And, it's just cool that translated.
I have to ask, was your husband there when Jai did his dance? Because that scene alone might have been enough to get it into Cannes.
That scene is a masterpiece.
But no, that's a 10 out of 10.
He wasn't there on set at that time, but yeah. It's
incredible.
Were you a little bit like, in all seriousness, he really fucking goes for it in that scene. And I'm just curious, being serious, were you there that day, or did you see it for the first time when you watched the finished film?
It's funny. I wanted to be respectful as an actor. So like, I was dying. There was much anticipation about that scene. And then he was like, oh, you should have come. And I was like, oh man, I wish I did. But then they played me feedback. And it's like, that's just one small clip of an incredible dance routine.
Yeah.
For both of you, what was it about the script, the story? Like what really pulled you in and said, yeah, I want to do this?
Well, I think for me, the first time I read it, it's one of those ones that just jumps off the page, and you can't stop, and you're locked in. And I've wanted to work with Sean for a while. He's like a great Australian director, and The Loved Ones and Devil's Candy. So it's a combination of those two things, but it's just a ride. The second you start reading it, you realize this is going in a direction that you're just gonna. And you can see how much fun it would be to film, like on the water and the fight scenes and all the torturous things that go on. And yeah.
I think for me, I've always been drawn to like strong female characters with grit and that are scrappy, and something that could, showcase my general badassery.
Yeah.
It was cool getting to like do surf training, breathwork training, to do those like deep water holds. And yeah.
Well, one of the things though that people aren't going to maybe notice when they're watching is that you filmed this like on the ocean in the winter off the Gold Coast. Like this was not one of those like shoot on a soundstage kind of situations. So at what point in the shoot were you just like, wait, how many more days do we have? What? Like, 'cause it didn't look easy,
I love that you said that. No, the truth is like the three of us all have such good chemistry. We love each other so much. For me, it was like, I love Australia and never once felt homesick. Certainly there were some like night shoots, in the water when it was really, really cold, that I was like, I am excited to be on the other side of this. I'm like, everyone's in parkas and beanies and breathing. You can see their breath. And I'm over here in like chattering teeth and cut off shorts. But, that's, I think what makes the movie have such authenticity and that like grit and rawness is like, you can feel that, it's like, you really have to act when you're in a tank.
Yeah.
And when you're living it, you're just in it.
I didn't want the shoot to end. I was having the best time filming, and like we're living across the road from the water, and I can surf before and after work every day, and it was incredible. But the harness day, I couldn't wait for that to finish. That was like a 2 or 3 day experience, and I walked funny for a couple of days after, but it was.
God bless Josh. He was the guinea pig on the harness, and there were a lot of things wrong with it, and
procreation is. It's very different.
Yeah, in all seriousness, you couldn't have paid me to get in that harness.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like your entire salary might have been for those 3 days.
I think so.
And Josh is such a lovely person too. Like when it was my coverage and, in that scene, he was like, no, put me back up there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you for that. Thank you.
So this is a completely different question. I've been asking everyone I've been interviewing recently this exact thing, which is I'm obsessed with seeing movies in movie theaters, not on your iPhone, not on your TV. So I'm just curious if you have a favorite movie theater.
Hallelujah.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm from Texas, Alamo Draft House. I'm going to have to go with that.
Mine's just Event Cinemas in Castle Towers. It's an Australian one, but it's the one I went to as a kid all the time. So I used to sneak in there and watch movies. So
you have like nostalgia about that one. Yeah.
You'd pay for one ticket and go watch the movie there, and then you just go to the next one and then try and go in without having to come back out. And so, yeah, for nostalgic purposes, that.
So Hassie, I want to ask you an individual thing. One of the things about when you're put through the ringer in this movie, you're screaming, you're put through the ringer and your body doesn't realize you're acting. So I'm just curious, like, what was it like for you at the end of each day when you were filming like hardcore shit? Like, what is it like at the end of that day? And what was it like at the end of the shoot?
Yeah, it does get into your body emotionally, and I had a few different ways that I kind of let stuff go. Like I love taking a bath at the end of the day, or like we're right there on the water, jumping in the ocean, listening to music, like talking it out with someone, just letting it go, and but yeah, that stuff can get really heavy. There were a few nights I had some nightmares. I won't lie.
Well, the other thing that I really appreciated about the script is that, like, Jai's character doesn't, like, make a screw up. It's your character's ingenuity and willingness to do what she's willing to do that enables her to, you know what I'm saying? Can you sort of talk about that aspect?
Tucker really runs a tight ship.
It does.
But you see what I did there?
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Had to. Well, I think that's it. Hey, like, in a way, they're both sharks, Tucker and Zephyr, like they're both kind of smart, highly capable people. And I think, the thrill to him about Zeph is that he's met his match, she's the sailfish in terms of like to stay on the fishing metaphors of like, that's the greatest challenge of all. And she has to outwit him because he does run such a tight ship.
Before I run out of time, because I'm almost done, Josh, as you know, I was a big fan of Dune Prophecy.
Yes, yeah.
And I actually don't know. Are you in season 2?
Yes.
Are you like?
Yeah. We go back, I believe, in August, and then we're filming throughout the rest of the year.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I loved season 1. I can't wait.
Yeah, I love playing Constantine. He's such a loose, fun character, and the way season 1 ends, I think you can tell that he's probably going to go on a bit of a ride after that. So yeah, I'm excited to jump back into those shoes.
Have they told you anything about the story, or is it sort of just like, just show up on set, we'll tell you that?
It's I think that production has lots of secrecy around it. It's like basically like the show, but I know that it will kind of have a lot of all the factions are kind of going against each other. I know that much at least.
I'm really looking forward to season 2, and for both of you, congratulations on this. Really hope it's a big hit.
Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.